Tell them boys to give me 150 M's. I'm coming. You know what I mean? When I start screaming out that, start talking that, stop it, knock it off, cuz. Stop it.
After Tank threw insults at Terence Crawford and his family on social media, Crawford vowed to break his neck in response, taking the conflict from verbal jabs to physical threats.
If we was to fight right now on the street, I'll break your neck. And that's on my kids. And you know it, I know it, in the whole world.
While Crawford may not target Tank's neck this time, he will undoubtedly face the consequences of his actions. Tank, however, responded, and many may have forgotten that Crawford, with his wrestling background from his early years, is more than capable in a street fight.
No fighting in the ring. If me and you was to fight outside, I will break.
Gervonta "Tank" Davis's final response to the drama with Terence Crawford came in a now-deleted post on X, where he challenged Crawford to return to the welterweight division so Tank could move up and beat the hell out of the former undisputed champion. The feud between the two has been escalating for days, with Tank seemingly upset about not being invited to the Ring Magazine Gala. This led to an all-out verbal brawl on social media as the boxing champions traded jabs about their bank accounts and more. The drama between Davis and Crawford started when Crawford seemingly reacted to Tank Davis expressing frustration over not being invited to the Ring Magazine Awards, an event celebrating the best moments in boxing. Davis took to social media to criticize several attendees, but quickly deleted the posts. However, the internet never forgets, and screenshots circulated. Crawford seized the opportunity to rile up the Baltimore native, posting, "I see somebody mad, they weren't invited to the Ring Magazine Gala," which was enough to make Davis lose his composure. Crawford noted he wasn't invited to the Ring Awards either, but Davis took offense to his humor. Tank argued he made more money than Crawford, igniting a heated debate over who was wealthier. Davis proudly claimed, "I still make more than you," while Crawford responded by emphasizing that his legacy was about more than money. He aimed to make a lasting impact in boxing. Their rivalry had been brewing for some time, especially after Davis sided with Errol Spence Jr. against Crawford ahead of their 2023 fight. Tension on X seemed to die down, but Tank Davis reignited it with a nasty post targeting someone unrelated to the feud. He mocked, "He got like 8 kids and his wife like 380 ulves. Yeah, buddy got to work overtime," before quickly deleting the tweet. However, the internet quickly retrieved it, and Tank faced criticism for bringing family into the argument. Some pointed out that while Davis was fighting Lamont Roach, Crawford was taking on top-tier opponents, and Tank, deep down, knew he needed to face the big dogs too, but was avoiding the smoke with Crawford. Tank Davis crossed a major line with that tweet, and many criticized him for deleting his defamatory posts after throwing shots and then hiding his hands. A 30-year-old man acting like this is pathetic, some on X pointed out. The truth is, Davis is preparing for his fight with Lamont Roach Jr., while Crawford might finally get his long-awaited bout with Canelo. We'll see if negotiations with Tank ever materialize. The brutal power of Davis's punches is highlighted by World Boxing Organization welterweight champion Brian Norman Jr., who has sparred with both Davis and Crawford. Norman's experience provides insight into the differences between these two top-tier boxers. Frank Martin, the 23-year-old who lost to Davis, saw firsthand the force behind Tank's punches. Davis, with an undefeated record of 30-0 and 28 knockouts, recently retained his WBA lightweight title by stopping Martin. The champion has consistently stated that he can knock out any opponent with a single punch, and throughout his career, he has become one of the most formidable punchers in the division.
Davis speaking about you. Is that ever a possible fight?
Yeah, if he...
Tank Davis challenged the belief that Crawford is chasing greatness by fighting multi-division champ Canelo Alvarez for a career-high payday. You all think he's chasing greatness, he's not. That's what he has to do to make decent money. Davis said about Crawford. When discussing Gervonta Davis, it's important to note that he is a destructive puncher, reportedly even more powerful than Crawford. With 30 career fights, Davis has won them all, securing 28 knockouts.
Crawford, on the other hand, I don't see nobody around that's going to beat Bud unless somebody way bigger than him. But don't sleep on the fact that
when Davis supported Errol Spence Jr. against Terence Crawford, calling Crawford's chin glass, Crawford fired back, challenging Davis to move up to 147 to test his chin. While this didn't escalate into a major conflict, the next big fight for Davis is likely to be against Shakur Stevenson, possibly next year. If they meet, it will be a different challenge for Davis, as his power will need to counter Stevenson's defensive skills. Stevenson, known for his awkward style and preference for counterpunching, faced criticism for laziness with his jab in his last fight against Artem Harutyunyan. This cautious approach could pose a problem when facing a power puncher like Davis.
He can't be like all the other fighters that moving up 2 weight classes and, daring to be great.
Both Davis and Terence Crawford are elite fighters with impressive knockout abilities and track records, but they have different fighting styles. Davis is known for his lethal power, capable of knocking out any opponent with just one punch, making him a dangerous threat. In contrast, Crawford uses a variety of punches and techniques to control his opponent throughout an entire round.
He got to come to win 54.
He said I got a glass chin, so tell him to come and touch it.
Wow.
As both Davis and Stevenson continue their boxing careers, their potential matchup in the ring could be the next big fight that captures the attention of boxing fans. However, this wouldn't be the first time Terence Crawford took a jab at the Baltimore native. After Crawford defeated Errol Spence Jr. and became the undisputed champion, he heard about Davis claiming he could beat him at 147 ulbs.
Glad.
He said I got a glass chin. Tell him to come and touch it.
At 147?
At 147. I'll make 147.
Speaking on The Breakfast Club, Crawford, unbothered, acknowledged Davis's skills in the ring, but emphasized that there are different levels in boxing. He downplayed the banter, stating that if Davis moves up to 147 thinking he can just knock Crawford out, he's in for a surprise. For Crawford, however, there's only one fight ahead, a potential showdown with Canelo Alvarez.
Oh, man.
You're going to have a pre-camp.
Then what the people gonna say? Oh, he's beating up on little guys.
Terence Crawford and Gervonta Davis are currently 3 weight divisions apart, though they've competed in similar classes in the past. Crawford started his career at lightweight, where Davis is currently a world champion. He became undisputed at super lightweight, a division where Davis has also won a belt. Crawford has since moved up, clearing out the welterweight division before making his debut at 154 ulbs last year. Meanwhile, Davis remains at 135 ulbs, holding the WBA world title and knocking out all challengers. The big hitter from Baltimore has previously claimed he would knock Crawford out, possibly in jest, but the larger Crawford has warned him not to punch above his weight.
Prediction on the fight talked about Errol has a metal shield and you have a glass shield. Talk about the punch resistance. What do you think it takes to assess that?
While a fight between Davis and Crawford seems unlikely, some believe it wouldn't be a clear-cut outcome. In an interview with Real Life Productions, multi-division world champion Roy Jones Jr. expressed that it would be a competitive fight if the two met just under the welterweight limit, giving Tank a solid chance. He said, "I don't see anybody around that's going to beat Bud unless it's someone much bigger than him, but don't sleep on the fact that if he and Tank fought at about 145, that's a good damn fight."
On the fight talked about Errol has a metal shield and you have a glass shield. Talk about the punch resistance. What do you think it takes to assess that?
Davis's strength is often his wild card, allowing him to end matches with a single knockout blow. On the other hand, Terence Crawford, with an impressive 40-0 record and 31 knockouts, has dominated the welterweight division for the past 2 years. He recently moved up to junior middleweight, where he claimed a WBA belt by unanimously outpointing Israel Madrimov. Unlike Davis, Crawford is more methodical, wearing down opponents before delivering the final blow. The rivalry between these two fighters extended beyond the gym, with social media buzzing with their ongoing back and forth.
25, right?
He ain't fighting no
No real guys at 47.
See, what about